we see another one come up on the board in more ways than one. We see Soros backed. You know what I'm saying? Connect to billionaire George Soros face renewed criticism. George Soros backed, connected to the billionaire George Delonte Soros face renewed criticism. As we see, this was published April 11, 2023, 10:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. By it looked like Maham, what? Muhammad or whatever Bennett, Mahamon, I guess it must be Arabic, but Bennett, social media producer and reporter. Sorry to mess up your name. Like I said, I don't speak your languages, and that has been taken away from our people many times. So the language we mostly speak is what AI pick up on, the American English language, according to them, which probably they didn't even create. But you will see the Discover story, East Side, you know what I'm saying, underreporting, the media miss, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one. But we see here in this one, following the recent indictment of the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, in which he probably concoct, you know what I'm saying, criticism of billionaire investors and, you know what I'm saying, philanthropists. See what I'm telling you? Philanthropists. Look up what a philanthropist is supposed to be doing, or is in a sense. Why is he in our government with more influence over our government than the people itself? And the people are being manipulated by these fuckheads and idiots. And they're the ones who's manipulating the people in there with billions of dollars to do exactly this chaotic nonsense we saw going all the way back to Obama, Hillary Clinton, all the way forward to where we are today. You know what I'm saying? In more ways, I'm not talking about philanthropist George Soros. So why is he in our government, and why he has so much say if he's just a philanthropist? You know what I'm saying? This is the new word they use in order to ease themselves into our government, you know what I'm saying, and do bullshit. And he's an embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? Philanthropist George Soros have made the round on social media and in conservative circles. You see, many Republicans blast the case as politically motivated, while branding Manhattan District Attorney Alan Case Braggs as a Soros backed. You know what I'm saying? And yes, he is. This is a part of the plan that I just explained. Anybody could see that, even going back to the beginning of 2020 before the pandemic and what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Over the past several decades, you know what I'm saying, Soros has been a major supporter of the left wing. Why is he a philanthropist? And he is in our political arena. Same go for Bill the Nutcase as Baphomet having Lucifer and God sucking Gates. Why are they in our government when they're considered to be a billionaire and calling themselves a philanthropist? They care so much about the world, so let me just give you billions of dollars and billions of all this grease and all that, you know, and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? When this time comes, you will be prepared, So why is they in our government and even in the medical field? It's very strange to me to see that type of action going on with these certain people. But we know we're not naive. We know for well that's been going on a long time by many others. It ain't just him, you know what I'm saying? And Alan Braggs ain't no exception to the rule. Over the past several decades, Soros has been a major supporter of the left wing and progressives' causes. You know what I'm saying? Both directly and indirectly. You know, he has, contributed millions of dollars to political groups that supports candidates and cause that alliance with his belief. You see what I'm saying? How is he able to get away with just what I just said when he's just a philanthropist? Why is he contributing billions of dollars? And where is he getting all these billions of dollars from to be out there manipulating and even paying Black Lives Matter to do that garbage in which we see in our city, ripping up our city and carrying on, going from town to town to town to town like a banshee or a group of KKK Ku Klux Klan mixed breed, a whole bunch of dummies. You know what I'm saying? But we see that's what seems to be his game that he plays, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one. But I'm still asking, why is he able to do that? Because, like I said, Henry Kissinger to me was the same thing, and many others. You know what I'm saying? In the cases of Manhattan, Allen D. D. Allen case, Brian Soros donated $1 million to the political group Color of Change. Imagine that. See what I'm talking about? The black card. Throwing money all up in their heads, just like he did with Black Lives Matter and his followers, throwing money all up in their head. Carry on and go up, down, and carry on, up, down, and night. You know what I'm saying? Just a little more for the sit there. But anyway, we see where, you know what I'm saying, he's been doing that. Now he's kind of went to a group called Color of Change, which had endorsed Bragg's campaign. The donation happened days after the group had pledged to spend $1 million on direct mailers, on direct mailers, on the ground campaigning and voters turnout efforts on Bragg's behalf. The group did not donate to Bragg's campaign directly, as reported by the New York Times, which we know they did. You know what I'm saying? He gave that. Yes, he did. One thing the Demon Democrats good for is putting the money on an offset so it doesn't affect their actual player, such as we see with his previous Joe Biden's son and going all around doing bullshit in our foreign affairs, in our political arena, in the foreign affairs all around the global aspect of the globability. And then all of a sudden, this all sequence happened at the same exact time. Timing is everything, and the symbols are there. But when we look at how they do that, he's doing it, and then he could directly say that Joe Biden didn't do it, it was his son. You know what I'm saying? And all the kind of game that they play. You know what I'm saying? According to the report, the law enforcement, legal defense funds the U.S. currently, you know what I'm saying, has, the defense funds currently has 775 George Soros backed prosecutors. That's unfair, and he should not be in our government. He should not have that kind of power just because he has money. He should not have that kind of power calling himself a philanthropist. He's not a politician. Nobody elected his sorry ass. And from what I understand, he's a Russian. You know what I'm saying? So he's not even from this country. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100 buck. You know what I'm saying? But he oversees, you know what I'm saying, from what we see here, he's overseeing half of America's 50 most populous cities, while many critics have argued that Soros' investment undermines the criminal justice system at large. Bobadon, defund the police. Oh, yeah. Campaign, remember that? Other believes that Soros' contribution can spur, it can spur the kind of change that would send us to hell, probably, you know what I'm saying, and leave us defenseless, you know what I'm saying, and not ready to fight any foreign and domestic people, you know what I'm saying, by putting cronies and clowns and tyranny and all kind of good shit. He's up to scrambling his money and doing all kind of shit. Same thing Bill DeGold Gates did, but he did it on another platform. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, but on another platform. And that's when it comes to our food and our medicines in more ways than one. So we must start to pay more close attention. But billionaire investments in political campaigns are not new. And I thought they said they weren't doing that anymore. Yeah, but you're still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, talking about people going up there paying politicians millions of dollars to pass a bill and an agenda for them. This, to me, is criminal in all ways, and anyone that's doing this, including a philanthropist, should be tried for treason and jailed and driven out of our country altogether. According to CNBC, U.S. billionaires spent a record 880 billion on the U.S. midterms election in 2020, a 44% increase from the prior midterm. Imagine that. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh, oh, yeah. But we see here another one coming in by the media. We see Kent Meyer, 13 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. We see where uh, Just a Lie, by the media, coming out the media, from my man Kent Meyer, 13 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. Elon Musk is back in the news with some gobs. Leaves BBC reporter, stammering after challenge him to cite example of rising hate speech. You know what I'm saying? But we see Twitter Elon Musk got the upper hand on James Clayton when he pressed the BBC reporter for an example of hateful content on the social media platform. You know what I'm saying? The interview was stemmed Tuesday night on Twitter Space. Musk was asked about everything from his management of Twitter to the website labeling to British broadcasting corporations as government, funded media. The conversation eventually arrived at the subject of content moderation, and that's when Musk asked Clayton. That's when he asked Clayton, "Do you see a rise in hate speech?" That's always been around, whether outwardly or inwardly. Clayton said he has seen more of that kind of content personally, which he describes as provocative content that also includes racist and sexist elements. So, you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be blamed? It should be banned, Musk said. You know what I'm saying? I am not saying anything. Clayton responded, so Musk pressed on by saying, "I'm just curious what you mean by hateful content. I'm asking for a specific example, and you just said that if something is slightly sexist, slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean it should be banned?" Clayton was then, caught, you know, flat-footed when he said hateful content was on the rise, but couldn't produce a specific example when Musk asked him to. Clayton, you've asked me, whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more. Musk said, that why I'm asking for an example. Can you name one example? Clayton said, uh, honestly, don't. Honestly, Musk again responds. Musk says, "You can't name a single example." So Clayton said, "I'll tell you why, because I don't actually use the feed anymore, but I just don't particularly like it. I think a lot of people are quite similar." See how you're putting everybody in one basket? So this is supposed to be a so-called reporter. I only look at what my followers say. You know what I'm saying? So Moss responds, "You said you see more hateful content." Ooh, yeah. We moving on with that. But we see another one coming in by Rebecca Black 7 hours ago. Rebecca Black, 7 hours ago. Eastern Standard Time. This one's coming by Rebecca Black, 7 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time. The U.S. Sun. We see major probe into security breach around the U.S. President Creepy Joe Biden, the U.S. acting President Creepy Joe Biden visits to Ireland as secret documents found on the streets. Imagine that. They are so useful with these documents these days. They just hurting y'all around the world, all our secrets, all our everything, all the plans. Oh boy, yeah. Wow, Creepy Joe Biden up there looking like the Grinch that stole Christmas with that silly grin. Oh Lord. An investigation has been launched into the security, breach around the acting president, Creepy Joe Biden, visit after the secret documents were discovered. A copy of operational orders from the police service of North Ireland for Creepy Joe Biden trips was found on on the on the Belfast street. Imagine that. Yeah, okay. We're moving on. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the IRA have a right to stand up and free their country from the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't follow the religions or none of that, but the IRA has a right to fight on and make sure that they free their country from any tyranny or any governmental leader or no, any governmental elected lawmaker who's up in the calling himself in the command and the chief seat, and doing bullshit. But we see another one coming in by uh, Nakila Carter 7 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? Eastern Standard Time. ABC News. We see Shelby County Board of Commissioners vote to reinstate, expel lawmaker. Less than a week after, from what we see in here,